Am I the asshole for not wanting to help my grandfather pay off his credit card? There's a lot of context to this story, so this may be a bit long winded and I may have to exclude some things, but feel free to ask questions. I, 20 female, worked for my grandfather for a year and some change while I did my bachelor's online. The job was originally so I could pay my tuition as my father wasn't paying anymore and my mother lost her job. I was working another job along with this one as well as tutoring and scribing on the side. My grandfather knew this and originally agreed I could work remotely. My mother worked with my grandfather as well after losing her job. She is a nurse practitioner. My grandfather owns a private practice as a physician. My mother knew he wouldn't be able to pay her much, but we lived in a house purchased by my grandfather. My mother paid mortgage to him and paid all utilities herself, so she thought it evened out. This arrangement happened when we had to move back home after I got sick as a teen. My mom also paid my grandfather with the money she got from selling our last house. Now, originally I was getting paid maybe $600 to $800 a paycheck every 2 weeks, then around $500 a paycheck from my other job, plus maybe $100 from my side jobs. I was still struggling to pay outstanding tuition. I made my grandfather a website, got him connected with an online check in system, and started doing CCM for him for about 100 patients a month. During this time, my paycheck decreased, so I was getting $400 per paycheck, and my grandfather would arbitrarily cut both my mother and I's salary to catch up on bills or pay your lawyer fees. I should definitely explain that lawyer fees part. When I was 18, I got arrested as part of a peaceful protest. Originally, I got a lawyer for free and said free lawyer got me and the other protesters a contract saying charges would be dropped on all of us if we did community service and admitted that what we did was wrong. My parents and my grandparents didn't want me to sign it as they thought it admitted guilt. I didn't much want to either, so my grandparents got me a different lawyer since this one wouldn't negotiate to have the contract wording changed. My grandfather paid for it. This is part of the reason I'm very iffy on whether I'm in the wrong. I originally attempted talking to my grandfather, but he didn't want to be bothered at work and wouldn't talk to us once he got home. I tried to text him or call him to define what exactly my hours were and my hourly pay, but nothing matched up. Then, when he said he would fix the pay on his end, he cut my paycheck down to $200. At this time, I'm also paying for his website, reaching out to EMR companies for compatibility demos, trying to get his patients on patient assistant programs, etc. But both my grandfather and aunt, another story entirely, wouldn't listen. Anytime I would suggest improvements, my grandfather would claim we didn't have any money, but each month I knew we were making more, and even my aunt admitted we were making more. I asked if we could talk with a tax advisor or financial advisor. My grandfather originally had me doing his backlog taxes, but I had no idea what I was doing. But I was turned down. It came to the point I eventually quit. By this time, my mom was filing for bankruptcy because of how little she was making, and I had a complete mental and physical health breakdown. It tends to happen when I do too much. Definitely my fault there, but I've been testing my boundaries since I was diagnosed. My aunt has now sent my mother a text to ask that she assist my grandfather in paying his credit card bills since he had given it to my mother to buy groceries while she was unemployed. He cut it off about 6 months ago, and he used it to pay my lawyer fees. This is partially because I finally got a driver's license and purchased a car. It is used with 67k miles on it, and I got a $0 down payment with that particular car, but I'm definitely going to be paying that back in interest. I told my mother not to give him anything because of his behavior over the past 2+ years and the fact we had asked him repeatedly to talk to us about the finances. There's much more to this story, but I don't really have the space.